No, Mehdi, no. If Hamas...
The higher civilian death rate. That's why people, that's one of the reasons.
So this is Mehdi Hasan dismantling another Zionist. So we're going to look at this for a little bit. And then we're also going to talk about Konstantin Kisin, who is a disgusting Zionist himself. I'm just going after everybody. I'm just using clips, taking names, and just doing what I got to do in the name of the Lord. Enough with the subversion. We've had it. Again, like I said before, it's like watching Mehdi Hasan go in debate with these people. It is very refreshing, and it just shows that life is so unpredictable, because this is one topic that brings the right and left together. And I don't call myself the right anymore, but you know what I mean. But without further ado, let's watch the cooking.
This is why people say Gaza is a genocide. 5 out of every 6 Palestinians killed by Israel have been civilians, and that's according to Israel's own military intelligence.
So here, Mehdi, I beg to differ. My numbers show that at least 20,000 Hamas terrorists.
Where do you get your
killed.
numbers from? Because according to 972, there is no other place to check other than this database, which says a max of 8,900, maybe as low as 7,300 fighters. That's it. That's what you've killed.
Well, this is what I believe in. This is through some analysis that some people who were there, I was not there, but people who were there, and through evidence on the ground and extrapolation. But Mehdi, this is, I think, is a side issue, whether it's 1 per 1, 2 per 1. The issue is, why did we have to go through this? Is Hamas really representing the Palestinian people? He is not. He is the one perpetrated the coup back
but
in
with respect,
2007.
Danny,
We have to remember also, and I hope that your people, your audience remembers that Israel left Gaza altogether.
That's not true, Danny. That's not true, Danny. Danny, that's been debunked many times. You control the air, the sea waters, the land borders, the population registry. It's still considered occupied territory by the International Court of Justice, by the ICRC, by the UN Security Council. It's occupied territory. Mainstream media is noisy.
It is occupied territory, and this is again why I really like watching Mehdi Hasan do what he does, because he does not hold back. He comes to you right with the facts, broke it down, because you can't call yourself not occupying a place, but you still control what goes in the water, the food, everything that goes into that place. Please stop the lies. This guy picked somebody else. He should try to debate somebody else, because it's not going to work with Mehdi.
Not be distracted. Let's focus on the core issue. You say you want peace. You began the interview saying you want peace. You say that these ratios are irrelevant. All right, let's talk about specific examples then, not about ratios or percentages. On Monday, Israel struck the Nasser hospital not once, but twice, killing at least 20 people, including 5 journalists, multiple first responders who had rushed to the scene, Danny, after the first strike to pull people out of the rubble, and then they were hit. And 3 of those journalists were killed in a second strike, a double tap, the kind of thing that Al-Qaeda and ISIS in Iraq used to do, what Assad has done in Syria, what Putin has done in Ukraine.
Okay, the adding in of the, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, okay? Anyway, but all right.
Those are war crimes, are they not? Attacking a hospital without warning, killing journalists, killing first responders in multiple strikes, and then saying it was a mistake. No, it was
deliberate. You know what? Let me just say this, though. The only reason why I shouldn't even correct him on that is because that is what American journalists, like media, will report. They'll say that Putin's done this in Ukraine. Assad did this in Syria. But when it comes to Israel, all right, people are reporting things, but there's no backlash. There's no, we need to get rid of this regime. There's none of that. Okay.
Cold-blooded.
Well, Mehdi, here I think we do agree on the facts on the ground. Why do we agree? Because it is investigated specifically. And this was something that, we do not do. So we are not acting
Hold
like
on. You did it, Danny. Hold on. You can't say we do not do. You did it. Israel did it.
No, I'll tell you what's the difference. The difference is that Putin, Hamas, Assad, they never apologized for any death. Here, Netanyahu himself, the IDF, they said it was a mistake and we apologize. And when we apologize, it means we are going to investigate and correct the things. And
hold on. But why do it in the first place? It wasn't an accident. You did a double tap strike on a hospital. An apology is not enough when you do a war crime like that.
No, well, from what I understand is that there was a position. See, that's part of the problem. You know, when Hamas is embedded, when Hamas is using their own population, their civil population as human shields, when they put, whether it's surveillance or guns on top of mosques and hospitals.
There were no guns on top of the Nasser hospital, as you know. That's a lie. Danny Island, there were no guns on top of the Nasser hospital.
Mehdi, just
that's a lie. Can we just clarify? That is a lie. There were no guns on top of the Nasser hospital.
Listen, you know that according to the Geneva Convention, if a hospital or any other civilian place is used for terror, it's a legitimate target.
So you did attack it deliberately. Hold on, is it an accident or did you attack it deliberately? You're telling me two different things at the same time.
It was, okay. It was attacked deliberately because the soldiers on the ground saw that there was a surveillance camera there that is directing snipers at them. Now, you know what was, from what I understand, you know what was the mistake? The mistake was that they did not use a pinpoint, a drone, something, just at the camera. They used a tank. And this
all right, that's enough. That's enough. Absolute lies coming out of his mouth. Shout out to Mehdi Hasan.
As a sacrifice. That's their strategy. And I know other people have told.
This is that John Spencer who has blocked me. These people, matter of fact, this one blocked me. John Spencer blocked me. These people are nothing but liars. Because I don't even block the people who attack me. I blocked a couple like bots who are coming after me. I am under attack by a lot of people who want to see my channel gone. In the name of the Lord, it won't go anywhere. But these people are liars. And that's the only reason why you have to block somebody, John. Konstantin. You can't control my thoughts. You got to block me. How lame.
Talk to you about that is that Hamas wants its population to be killed. That's also unique. The Nazis didn't do that. The Japanese didn't do that. Even ISIS didn't say, look, my strategy is to get my people killed and then hope that the international world community stops Israel short of victory. The aspect of the size of the enemy, right? Hopefully we'll talk about a couple of the previous battles that people use to do some type of comparison. Hamas was estimated to be 30 to 40,000 fighters on October 8th. That's just Hamas. As you have heard as well, there are other combatants that joined the fight in other terrorist organizations in Gaza. You have the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, you have Lion's Den, you have like 14 other terrorist groups. And this is where a major...
Let me help you out, Americans, okay? Because this is how they got us into their wars and, everything that they... by calling everything terrorist. Just tell me who you would be. If somebody came in through your house right now and took everything out and said, oh, by the way, killed your family and said, get the hell out, this is my house now. Resistance is not terrorism.
There's a lot to unpack in what you're saying, but on the Egypt thing, I would imagine what the pro-Palestine people, so to speak, would say is what Israel really wants. I mean, Piers Morgan said this on our show. What Israel really wants is to displace the civilians from Gaza, is to get rid of the Palestinian Arabs who live there. Therefore, they would love nothing more than for those people to flee to other countries. And the reason that the neighboring countries don't want that to happen, A, they already have hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from previous eruptions of this conflict. We know that in many countries to which those groups of people have fled, that has caused a lot of instability. Egypt is a poor country with its own security problems. And so they don't want to play into Israel's hands and facilitate Israeli quote-unquote ethnic cleansing on the one hand, and on the other hand, they do not want to destabilize their own societies.
Organ meats are some of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet.
Oh, so he's gay? Is he gay? This is all too much. Just a little bit more.
Korean War, right? In the Korean War, 50,000, over 2 million civilians died in the Korean War. It's a 37-month war. That's 50,000 civilians dying a month for every month of the war.
Sorry, Hasan.
Definitely not winning. It's the PR war, right? That's just a fact. And by the way, I have to say, we've tried to have the Prime Minister of Israel on our show many times. We've invited him on because I believe it's very important for the world to hear from them as well. And we're just... you don't seem to get anywhere, and they don't seem to do many interviews with even fair-minded people like us. So it just feels like their side is not really putting out their...
Anyway, so we know that later on Netanyahu would get, this guy's pointless. I mean, he just sits there. That's all he does. We know that Netanyahu ended up going on their show and told his lies there. But the point is, again, that, listen to what he said, we're fair-minded people. I'm sorry. Slaughtering people, just like the kind of atrocities coming out of Gaza. And the fact that people really are just now waking up to it, it is kind of sad. But no, it makes me not fair-minded and not worth talking to because I don't like what I'm seeing and what I know. Then I'll just not be fair-minded. I don't care what you people. It's like he's saying we're the good ones. A bunch of people who will block you. Okay, they're worried about Netanyahu. The world needs to hear his side. I'm sorry, the world is seeing his side. Okay. Guys, don't fall for this stuff, man, for real. But I'm glad that people are waking up to these lies, man, for real. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.